high level with an agenda. And we as Guyanese have to
That's what
understand.
I'm saying.
And
Because the only purpose I can see
say,
GCOM have with mixing up people address and people name, turning them away from not voting, they're not on the vote, is if they purposely
doing
this, because I can't understand how.
And that's what I'm saying. What people need not say right now, I'm fed up.
I see you're sending me a request. I'm trying to come off the live and coming back because I'm trying to add you and you're not coming on for now. So yes, Laura, continue.
Yeah. So if it's a case where you don't find your name right, you need to just make a desperate attempt, because it is
Good afternoon, Delta 9 Media family. If you guys can hear me, please drop a 9 in the comments if you could hear me. It is Movement Mondays, and it is Guyana's 2025 elections, and we're here live, and we are breaking down what is going on since this morning. And greetings and welcome into the channel, Frederick. So we are live. This is a live coverage of Guyana's elections, exposing what is going on the ground right now. Since this morning, there's been blackouts. There's been people that when they look up on GCOM's list after GCOM crashed, their names is going up at a particular polling station. But when they get to this polling station, the people saying their name is not on the list that they have in front of them. Disabled people cannot access polling stations because they aren't accurate or adequate areas for them to go and vote. Let's hear what's going on in Guyana. Welcome into the channel. Good afternoon. Where is everyone watching from? Where are you watching?
This is what you call a premeditated act.
Yep.
This is a premeditated act.
This purposely to frustrate
and
voters.
I'm here sitting thinking, why is it that the will of us, the people, cannot be regarded? If the people are saying they are fed up, we are frustrated, we are tired, we do not want.
Exactly 2 hours, so I got up. Some of the most disturbing complaints that I've been receiving is, and Keon, I don't know if you missed the first part of the live, but I was just confirming that you confirmed. I would have made a post with some young men, and you would have confirmed that yes, they are Guyanese, and you know them and thing. Anyway, of course, one of the PP choose to pick me up. Look, and here's the funny thing with the PP. Of all the discrepancies I post with the voting, they didn't pick the teeth and pick up none. But they pick up the one that somebody come out and say, oh no, we're Guyanese. And to say, oh, she's a liar. Mind you, then address the other 99 discrepancies that are happening at these polling stations. But they address that particular one and say, oh, she's a liar. She's a liar.
Exactly. And that was my comment as well. You know, when it was brought to my attention, I said, you see, granted, at this point in the game, when we're in this much of a rush, there's no time to go through verification processes. The best idea is to put it all out there, and then, if, at least for record. So if anything is an issue, we will then deal with it after.
And that is what I said. My job is if the polling agents and these GCOM staff feel as though something ain't right with this ID card or these voters, they send it, they put it out. If it's correct, then of course the information is there. GCOM is there to correct it. These other parties there to correct it. P.P.P are there to correct it and say, no, this is correct. They are Guyanese there. But my job today is to post every single discrepancy that is being sent to me. If the polling agent feel as though the ID card look fake, I posting it.
And
you understand? GCOM could come and correct it after.
We're not encouraging anybody to disrupt.
I'm not encouraging anybody to disrupt anything.
Yeah. That's what it is. It's fine.
You see, the thing is, what I'm looking at is that with all that is happening right now, we are in a place where everything going on and transpiring is to put us in a position where we will be disenfranchised. And I posted, I said, thank God, I never really applauded Mark Zuckerberg like how I applauded Mark Zuckerberg this morning. Let me tell you something, social media is what's helping us right now. If it was for social media, there would have been so many things that we would have had to swallow. So many things that we would have had to swallow, and many things would not have been known. And when you look at one thing, two things, three things, four things, five things happening, that is so irregular with what is going on with this whole process of GCOM. And GCOM of itself is not saying we need to just hold back and make everything right, then come and give the people their opportunity to exercise their franchise. That is not happening.
And
that is not happening.
I've been saying we have been saying that GCOM was not prepared, GCOM was not ready for this.
It's totally not prepared. Totally not prepared.
Let's. So the key right now is that we have so much information documented. We got the complaints. Everybody did a good job. There were no real major hiccups other than the lack of preparedness, and we are going to be able to react to that when we see the results. All right, we can't right now say that the poll process was hampered or it's not valid, etc., until we see the results. What I mean by that is we got to look at the numbers. How many people voted? How many people, how many spoiled ballots there are? How many, if there's any polling stations that too many people voted at, things like that. There's a lot of things that need to be checked and double checked now. And, other than the rumors of issues, verification is what happens now. And we all just need to be a little bit patient and see as these SOPs start coming in, the statement of polls, what exactly is going on.
The first irregularity that was the biggest red flag in this entire process is this 756,000. This number has been in my head for the longest while.
Well, clearly that list.
I want to know.
Bloated.
I want to know. Nobody has make no children. Nobody has migrated. What is going on? How 756,000? The number is not making any sense. And that is the biggest red flag in the whole process. And, the thing of it is that this kind of culture that we have been groomed into, to, accept what comes, take what happens, be reactive and not proactive. I am happy about social media being at our vantage point now that we can be proactive about this. We can be proactive and we can speak up and we can voice up, and persons are, airing their concerns, and there's so many concerns that, need to be addressed. So many concerns. And listen, I worked there, I worked at GCOM, and I saw it's like another thing that took place, one thing transpired while we were there, 6 parties there, and these numbers, the ballots are being identified, and we are preparing the numbers, and we are taking note and reference of the seals and everything else. But the person who is the facilitator chooses to face not everybody else, but facing one set of people.
Oh wow!
And there's a song block now, because if you're backing us, then when you pitch, you won't come over clearly, and we can't hear clearly what's happening. So everybody out of the 5 always has to be asking, what is it that you just said? Please repeat that. Please repeat this. But everybody else is being backed, and one set of people are being faced. And I'm looking at this thing. And is it to say that all of this is like, it's a signal being sent, like, to, give some kind of, you like you're kind of giving somebody a foresight or something. Kind of like it didn't make no sense to me. It didn't make no sense to me. And the beautiful part about this whole, and I gotta say the beautiful part about this whole situation that is taking place in this country here is that there are people who see nothing, they see absolutely nothing wrong with what's going on. Let the lawlessness continue. Let the corruption continue. Let everything continue the way that it's going.
But I gotta be a little fair here.
Greetings, Team Delta, and welcome back to the channel. It is Movement Mondays, and we're live on the ground in Guyana. All things elections, regional and general. And we have some breaking news. Nartin and Susan got into it at a polling station in Sophia. Let's take a look at this.
Said to them, under the law, the person must be seen, though that the ballot must be secret. And there, GCOM governs this election by law. The law says the body must be seen.
Y'all hearing that? Just what Lauren Batson was just saying. Just what Laura was just saying. Nartin is getting into it with Susan.
We're satisfied with it like that.
Who's we?
I'm satisfied with it like that.
I am not.
The voter is entitled.
My dear,
to
this is
privacy.
law. Hear what the law says. The law says, must see the body. You don't want to see the vote. My agent must
But
be.
you can't stop the process.
You can't tell me what to do.
You cannot stop the process. GCOM is running this
GCOM
election.
outlines law. And if I come anywhere and I see the violation of the law, I will say to them it's a violation, it has to stop. I'm not afraid of any one of y'all, you know. Cut this nonsense out. But then abide by the law. Yes. And I said to them, under the law, the person must be seen. And the policeman is saying that he was told that he has to be inside. Could you say where the policeman should be?
I spoke to the police about this matter and they're supposed to be spreading the message. Right?
Yeah, because I would stay here till he go outside.
He can stand at the door.
Correct.
Just outside. It doesn't have to be inside.
You're not at the door. You have to be at the door on the outside. I don't talk to them. They have to be on the outside. All right. Well, where the inspector there? Lee, come. You have to be on the outside. Everything we do got consequences.
The PO is comfortable with it.
It is not the PO, it's the law. It is the law.
And we have to work with what the
It is the law. That is not true. It is the law, not the PO. So if the PO decided they could mark the X for everybody. Minister.
Little. Go and get there. Once you at the polls at 6, the last person in line, the police officer will stand behind you and you will have that opportunity to go in and cast your ballot. But the polls, they will close off the polls from any other person coming in at 6 p.m. But once you are there, when it's a dot, the police will stand by you and you will need to do that ballot. It's not too late. It's not
Yeah.
too late. It's not too late. It's not too late.
No, it's not. That's, please, you have an hour and a half. If you know anybody that hasn't voted, if you know anybody that is thinking, they're going to abstain, this is the moment, guys. You have an hour and a half more. Go out there and vote. Just even if you
Go out and vote. Share the live. Tag somebody who ain't vote yet. Send it in all these groups. If you could drop somebody to the polling station. For those of you with car, minibus, drive around and carry people, pick them up if they vote. You carry them to the respective polling station. Let them come out and vote. This is what we need to be saying.
Go and vote. It's
go and vote.
Participate in fixing the country.
Yeah, that is it.
And if you think your life is perfect, then vote for somebody else. Vote thinking that your vote can help somebody.
Oh my God. Oh jeez.
Good afternoon.
I did a breakdown. Good afternoon. I did a breakdown because I'm really thinking about these numbers, and I did the breakdown because you know, we gotta understand, because I heard this saying once, they said the numbers, they don't lie because they can't talk. However, I did a breakdown, and I'm thinking about the 756. It breaks you down half, split in the middle, 378. However, the seats in Parliament, these are things that we need to understand as Guyanese. A seat in Parliament requires 7,000 votes per seat. 7,000 by 65 seats, it gives you a maximum of 455,000. And from if you take away the 455,000 from the 756,000, you will be left with 301,000. You understand? So in our population, the seats of the House, the mass majority is a 455,000 number. And when we subtract it from the 756,000 that we are faced with, we will be left with 301,000. And we have to understand how the 301,000 be maneuvered. You understand? Because it is very technical. But we know that the seats will be filled, the House will be filled, the House will be filled with seats. So we know for sure that we could talk about 455,000, but everything else, got to be very vigilant. We have to be very vigilant. So come out and vote. We need your numbers. We need your numbers. Come out and vote. Every single number counts.
I want to be cautious.
Every number counts.
Don't remember, it's a sliding scale, right? So if you got it depends on how many people have voted will determine how much votes required for one seat. So in every
well, this is just me giving it this is just me giving it on the plain scale. That's the reality, but we know that's gonna be the reality. You understand? So this is just me counting the numbers and giving out like a flat layout of how.
Who's the person that not to cut you? Who's the person that joined the live? I haven't heard you said anything.
Me, I was just waiting to say something. I'm just waiting and then want to jump in. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. It's okay.
All right. It's just a little thing that happened, right? I am taking care of an amputee, a double amputee. And about last 2 weeks, 2 women came around and said that they're looking after people who shut in. And they came and they take his ID card and they fill out a form. But then up to now, they didn't come back and said nothing. So I don't know if somebody voting for him. They took
away his ID card?
They took the number for the ID card and they fill out a form and they said they're dealing with the shut-in people because he's double amputee, right? So we was actually waiting to see if somebody would have come there to see if they would bring something to let him vote or if he would have carry him to the voting place, but nobody say anything anymore. So I thinking right now that somebody may be voting for his name in some other party that I don't know of.
Well, we what we're dealing with is facts and figures right now.
Yeah, I know, but I just would like to say, because I could have said that.
We understand your concern, and it's a speculation. Yeah. We don't know whether or not it is a fact that somebody would have voted in his stead.
Yeah.
But it's a point of concern. It is a point of concern.
Yeah, thank you.
What is his name? If you can, when you come on the live, just go to my MELLY page, send me his name so I can have somebody cross-check to see if anybody vote for him. Send me his name and his ID so that I can have somebody cross-check. Because if that is another discrepancy, then that is something we need to address.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
It's a good highlight. It's a good highlight. Thank you for the highlight. People need to come out and just keep saying everything that they see that's going wrong. They need to come out and say it. They need to come out and say what is going wrong. And if you go to the polling stations and you see, because every polling station got its own angle and its own motion and its own action right now. Because some people are requiring you to leave your cell phones, some are not requiring you to leave your cell phones. Then carrying out all the procedures and all,
the protocol is not across the board. That's exactly what's happening.
It's not
across the board. And I want to say to people, for those of you, because a lot of people, Keon, I know a lot of people that said that they decided to stay home and they don't want to go and vote because they don't want the victimization. They're afraid that people will know who they vote for. They don't want to vote for the P.P.P. and they don't want to go out and vote because they are so scared. But let me say this to you. Picture yourself living in that fear and this oppression and victimization for the next 5 years.
There's too much attention. Too much attention.
Let me ask a question to you guys. And I think it's a question that we're all going to ask, okay? It's going to be very interesting to see. So, I have had the feeling, and bear in mind, it's not set in fact because we're still waiting for the numbers. I have gotten the feeling that there's a very low voter turnout. Okay?
There is. I've been on the ground. There is a very low.
I've been hearing that.
Okay, now let me tell you what's interesting about how that works. If you understand politics and you understand how trends work, and it's politics is a study by itself. What it shows, what low voter turnout signifies, is a lack of confidence in the government, in the current administration of any country. This is across the board. If people are
because not voting is a vote indeed. You're making a perfect point. Right? When you don't vote, you're casting a vote indeed.
Right. If people are confident in a country and they feel like the country is being run well, they come out confidently to vote and participate in the process. When you see people stay home, when you see people say, man, I ain't doing this, I ain't able, I ain't want to care, or blah, 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 it has its own signifying aspects and qualities of our society. Now, what we
have an excellent
what we have to understand is that if this is the current dynamic and this is actually what's going on, then we have to be even more vigilant when it comes to this tabulation process now and what's going on. Because
so based on your political knowledge, how does it look for these parties now if there's a low turnout? We know what it says about the people.
Right. So what it signifies is that the opposition has more energy, has more enthusiasm towards them, which means the nation is not satisfied with the government. Okay? Bear in mind, always separate party and government, all right? Because believe it or not, all these rallies, we always make this joke where, all these parties is talk about rallies before elections. Look how big our rally is. We winning this for sure. Now, them rallies ain't got no more than 10, 20,000 people maximum. Now, the joke about that is that there's 700,000-800,000 people in this country. There's at least 400,000 to 500,000 voters. Now, if you've only got 10, 20, 30,000 people at your rally, you ain't even scraping the surface of the majority of voters.
No,
but listen, Keon, let me break down the illusion that the P.P.P. have been trying to sell the people and the citizens that, they have these thousands of people coming. So let me tell you this. Let me give you one example of what they do. They hold their rallies in narrow location, small spaces.
Both sides.
They hire with the fence on both sides, right? They hire the best photographers and videograph person. So when they're posting, 40,000, and it's a narrow space that they make because they want to give the illusion, like if they rig the election, if they pad the list, if anything happens, that but look, we had the numbers to show. Mind you, not only are they holding these campaigns and these meetings in narrow and small location, They are importing people by the
Imported,
busloads
yeah,
and
there's a lot of
carloads
importing.
to come to
There's a lot.
this already narrow locations that they can't even pull out. That people ain't coming out. All right. Let me give you a perfect example. You know in Diamond, you know when people normally hold campaign meetings in Diamond on the market tarmac. Tell me why is it? Javier choose to left the big market tarmac and go 2 doors down and hold the meeting in Diamond in a narrow with 2 fences to the side location. Right? Mind you, the big Diamond big market tarmac there right there. No, he ain't keeping the meeting there. He didn't keep the meeting there. He moved it to another location. That is because they wanted to sell us this illusion, this dream that you know what, all these thousands of people voting for them. It's exactly what they did in the local government election, tried to make us feel as though they're gonna win region 4 and 6, and it's a clean sweep because everybody turning red. Do not be intimidated. Do not be victimized. Go out and vote. So they can't block me.
Well, here it is. This is one of the most recent.
Wait, Laura, let me hear Keon. Yeah,
no, just tell you. The newsroom and the political news agencies, the iNews, the Chronicle, they bringing in cameras, drones. They taking close-up shots of all the P.P.P rallies, and then they taking the drone shot from space. If you see them things, was touching the clouds of all the other rallies as high, and then they go early. They go into the rallies before the rallies even start and take pictures and then post it up on the rally.
They have really been trying to sell us this thing. They've really been trying to bluff me and sell me this dream. But
Auntie,
yeah.
Good afternoon. Miss Laura, just give me a second, right?
Hi, Sparkle.
Look, we can't discourage the people from giving us information. What Auntie just called in and said could very much be a duplicate. They use that information to duplicate her family member ID card to give somebody else to vote.
That is why Melly told her to post all the information.
Yeah, but you can't, Miss Laura, you can't discourage the people because I have family members that have died and their name on the list, and we watching closely to see if their name cross off anywhere and say that they voted. So is many other family members. These people is willfully before the election, even before today, you know, getting people information. You know, it won't be surprising if young kids' name, you know, they're saying the person is 18 and 19 and 20, 21, whatever. And, you know, they made these duplicated ID cards for these people to go and vote. So we can't discourage the people from sending in the information. Every information needs to be, you know, counted for. I know the auntie feel a little thing on them, Melly have to correct it, but just please, we just got to be mindful and we don't discourage anybody from sending in the information.
We understand.
Because an auntie just messaged me here and she said that she had a...
Right now, my anxiety is through the roof right now, like I can get a heart attack or something right now.
No, don't get a heart attack. You got to be calm.
Going on right now, you understand?
So
Sparkle Nico, hello. Sparkle Nico. Yo, don't get heart attack right now. You rally with me all through this election station. Oh.
You know, I'm trying. We are trying. I know we. You know, I'm still holding positive. I'm praying. I'm encouraging my people to go out and vote and these things. But we gotta remember, is a higher thing working against the people. You know, oppression is something easy. People are scared. People is literally scared.
I tell you, people are so scared. People are scared. But I keep saying to them, if you are scared to go out and vote, picture living the next 5 years.
You're not
These people picture how you feeling right now.
You can't be
picture living with that feeling for the next 5 years. You living in a country where you can't talk, you can't say nothing to nobody. How?
You can't live in fear and
No.
don't
You can't
vote.
live in fear. Go
You
out.
have
Don't
to.
let them
You have
victimize
to
you.
vote.
You gotta
Go
go
out.
out.
Don't
Yeah,
let
you
them
got
love you.
you gotta do something
vote,
about
so
it.
you
You
gotta
gotta do
remember some
something.
people. Remember, some people didn't even know well as they had a proper meal, so they don't even have transportation. If you send them from one place to the next place to the next place to the next place, these
Frustrated.
people don't even have transportation money. They don't even have money to put in their pot, much as money to be traveling all over Guyana and these things. I want all the other parties except for the P.P.P. I want all the leaders to come out and stand up. You understand me? And all GCOM accountable for the foolishness that's going on. Why
Exactly. Exactly.
I
Exactly.
hope all these parties, beyond that is what you need to say. I hope all these parties, now all these small parties, A.F.C, A.L.P, everybody needs to come forward and hold GCOM accountable for this catastrophe we just have. We would have just said
yeah. Look at Auntie and Auntie.
No, back shouldn't even be wide open.
I said it to what's his name yesterday, Francis yesterday. The truth is, we have to take blame as citizens for this, okay? The reality is,
we sit and allow
could
them.
have said something about this list long ago. We should, we know we have learned from this. We are going to do better for 2030. But at the end of the day, guys, there is processes for this. And unfortunately, right now, we can only work with the information that we currently are dealing with. And I don't want anybody to panic because believe it or not, as bad as the list looks, as bad as, we're getting some information out of GCOM when it comes to, issues at polling stations and worry, the reality is we cannot let our emotions get the best of us before these results come out.
Not only that, I need each and every one of you on this live to be vigilant. Hello, you see when 6 o'clock meet, hello, y'all go charge your phone. I suspect a blackout will come. Charge your phone, run to the shop, blackout coming. Yep. Charge your phone, run to the shop, go get charged lights. I said, don't take your eyes off them ballot boxes. Follow them. Polling agent, party agents, wherever the box goes.
Yes, everybody get a camera phone. It's 2025. Expose these people. Expose them.
When polling agents, party agents, when y'all finish work at 6 o'clock, every man jack go live.
Yeah.
Follow the boxes. That's right. Where you are following the ballot boxes. Every man jack go live. Spread the word. Go live. We want to see what
another thing I was thinking, Melly. Auntie, I feel like the list them that go missing will suddenly appear as voted after these things. So this is why these the agents that each party have inside can't be tired and weary either. They gotta keep the eyes open on these people. They gotta keep these eyes open on these people because I don't understand with 2025 and all these technology how we still, road card, the people that voted
they
on the
wanted
road
it so. The people wanted it so.
These people should be AC comfortable. And they got focus because if I got start sit down in the hot sun, I fall into sleep, I get in delirious blackout. Me get time for watch ballot box.
Listen, Mom, you make the point there that you don't even want here because you see the conditions on the work
about GCOM staff not being fed after 2. The hungry, the police hungry, GCOM staff hungry.
GCOM with all these skullduggery that they got people doing, there's supposed to be at least fueling them up. Because let me tell you something with the level of energy that they got, people pushing people out to the polls, trying to tell people that this is not how it should be done when people know that this is the right way. They're supposed to feed in these people. That's unacceptable, and GCOM's not come. And Auntie just texted me and she said her nephew, a first-time voter, anxious to go to the polls, gone. When he gone, they can't find his name on the list. They check the whole village, poor thing can't vote. Because they don't know where to search now to find the polling place where he probably at. And he's a first-time voter.
Saying all of this, we have to keep saying all throughout these issues and these worries that we're talking and these discrepancies, we have to keep telling people, guys,
go out
want things to change, you have to go and vote. You have 1 hour
yes,
left.
Yeah, go to vote.
The time going counting down now, 2:54.
We can't just come and complain.
Bicycle, whatever you're going, please go
no,
and vote because me able to say no more. I don't even live in Guyana and me able with this is no more. I just feel it from my Guyanese people living in Guyana every day, and I live in very comfortable while living. But I just feel it from my people because this is 2025 with I'll monitor. Nobody in Guyana shouldn't be suffering and going hungry and walking barefoot and looking dirty and these things there, sir. No, and one set of people living good, nice, like eating lobster and steak and these things there, sir. And you can't even put shy rice in your pot. No, these people gotta go. They wearing Gucci and Prada and Fendi and you can't even afford a bottle of Sawaki. They got to go. They got to go. Yeah, go out and vote.
Go out and vote. Go out and vote.
In the comment section. Yeah.
I said, and I keep telling them, I said them were telling you I go out and vote for the P.P.P. I said the bread well buttered, they're telling you I have to go vote for them so they could stay rich. So their children could go to the best school. How much are you on this life children going private school? Them influencers and them one with the popular ones and them living the best life with taxpayers' money to contract and so the P.P.P. them paying them and they're telling you go out and vote P.P.P. No, go out and vote P.P.P. Go vote P.P.P. out.
Slaves, he think of us as our slaves, that we must know we place as people of color. We must know we place and we don't deserve, you understand me, to own things and have things. The few when they got like they call them double, we all deserve equal rights in we own country. Everybody deserves to live nice. For these people out the place, I don't even care what party. I'm a win supporter, but I don't care what party I'm gonna vote for except the P.P.P. I'll go out and vote.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's what we're all pushing. Hold this government in check. Make sure they're held accountable. Yeah, cannot. Hi. We got somebody new here. Who am I looking at? Is that Amanza?
Hey, it's Mr. Manza, yeah.
Amanza, how are you? Tell me what happened.
Good. Well, I'm not good considering. Listen, I've been driving around to polling stations all day, and I am frustrated because there's so many people who are saying to us that when we show up, we can't find our polling station. They're telling us to go here, to go over there, to go all over the place. People don't have money for passage, so you gotta. It's a mess in terms of how GCOM has allowed this process to break down. And then the online query tool isn't working, so you can't check online like that.
It's still down.
It's now up. So, but during the course of the day, it was down.
Yeah. We only got an hour left. Yeah. But please tell people to go out and vote. They have an hour.
We have been doing this. We just carried a live update. I just drove through all of the fields in Sophia, encouraging people to go out and vote. In South Granville, I was in industry, encouraging people to go out and vote. You have to go out to vote. You have 1 hour left. And you must vote. I was just in Border Market, in Stafford Market, telling people them to go out to vote. And so everybody has to jump on social media and encourage them to go out to vote.
We're not seeing your Melly.
Before I reach any polling station.
It says joining. I don't know if that's the same for everybody else. We're not seeing. I'm not seeing you.
You can get to vote. When I got to vote, I said I voted already.
Uncle Sunny, he get to vote. He show me finger. He say when he goes.
Is it just me or are you guys getting Mel cutting off as well?
No, when she phone mute, but she was saying that uncle on the phone with her right now send her a voice note. It sounds like that he went to go and vote and they show him on the list that he already would have voted, and that's exactly what I said earlier when I was telling Miss Lord to discourage the people because they're duplicating people ID cards. So when you go there, you name done vote or they take that half of the list, and then all of a sudden at the end of the night they're putting in the vote and marking off your name at the end for whatever party they choose to do.
No, is that Sparkle?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So listen, this is exactly what Forward Guyana Movement was highlighting, because we had a case where one of our candidates went to check up on the GCOM database, and there was a whole man on his ID with a completely different face. This is the ID that GCOM admitted to that was fake, and they said they destroyed. And we said to them that how do we know that this is the only case of its kind? So it's entirely possible that their ID card out there, the people's full details, their names, their dates of birth, etc., but with somebody else's face. And so if he turns up to vote, it is highly likely that a line could be drawn through his name because the person would have voted for them already. So,
yes,
so we
it's
have
very
a serious
possible.
problem.
I feel that's exactly what's going on, and for them to have what was the number? Miss Laura says 700 and something thousand people when Guyana is under a million in population, and there we have kids and babies and these things, and people that left the country, people that would have died, and these kind of things here. There's nowhere there is 700 and plus thousand eligible voters in Guyana. Why did this election still go on with so many red flags to begin with? This is why Guyana is going to stay corrupt. We have to start cutting off the head of the snake from the time it reared its ugly head. So we don't have to go through these type of frustration. Why we cannot have a free and fair election? Every election is some foolishness. And we continue to allow it to happen. We, the people, continue to allow it to happen because in any country, the people have the power, not the government. The people, because if you look at these other countries, like Burkina Faso and all these African countries and other countries that is standing up to the decade-long of oppressors and showing these people out the place. Literally physically throwing them out the place because they're not outnumbered. They cannot outnumber the people.
So we have 1.8. We have 1.8 thousand people right now on this live. I want everybody to call at least 2 persons and find out and make sure that they went to vote.
We have 2,000 persons in live.
Okay, I'm seeing 1.8 where I'm from. Call somebody and have them make sure that they're voting. Of this 1.8 thousand, if you got a car, go around your neighborhood, see who are the people that are left to vote, pick them up and carry them to the polling station. Once you are in line before 6 o'clock, you're going to be able to vote. But you have to be in line because they will close the gates to the polling place. Get out to vote.
Not only that, Amanzo, what I was saying, I telling them 6 o'clock when the polling station close up, I want everybody go live from your polling station, follow them ballot box. We want to see everything.
Yes.
Go live, charge up your phone. They might give you black up, charge up your phone now, buy a little torch light, buy a little thing and get it. We want to see everything. Y'all following them ballot box. We giving them a chance to exchange for stuff, not for putting nothing. We staying on these people's necks. We being vigilant. Y'all and the 592, we working whole night. From the time polling.
Before you worry about following ballot box, we need pictures. Post every picture from how much is it, Amanda? 2,700 and something polling places.
We want all
SOPs.
We want all the SOPs
at the front. We have to see the SOPs. Correct, Amanda?
Yes, the SOPs are usually posted at the public place. And I believe Karen, I think her name is Karen Abrams, the STEM lady, they have come up with some kind of a tracking tool where people can upload photos and so on. Don't quote me because I might be wrong, but I know they're doing an incident reporting. They have some incident reporting software that they set up. So go over to our page and see what that's about, because I think you may be able to upload photographs and so on of the statements of poll.
Good. Excellent, guys. This first, go out and vote. Second, especially those that are voting late, you can stand up there for another 20 minutes or so, 15 minutes, and they can do the count right inside the polling station. They can post the SOP right on the front gate, right at the front of the building.
Right. Let's get it. All right, guys, I'm going to jump off. We're getting to our other destination.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pop in if you guys are on and if you got any new developments.
So listen to this. Before you go, Manzo, let me read this. Hey Melly, my friend went to vote in Burmese at his usual polling station. So it's exactly what Laura was saying. But when he got there, his name was listed under an address in Georgetown. It turns out that this is the same address he had used when applying for his cash grant, since he works in Georgetown. So it seems like they're using the cash grant address to register people to vote.
What?
Just like they use the cash grant information to call and harass people about voting for the P.P.P. That's exactly what they did. Just like when they used those numbers that you would have put your phone number down and they called that number.
So y'all wonder why? Y'all wonder why the list so mixed up? Because they're using that cash grants data.
You see, people like those, that is an act of disenfranchisement. And when these elections are over, we got to get people courageous enough to march, come up the steps of the court, because they must all.
One love and greetings to everyone that's on the live right now. Ladies and gentlemen, who remember, who on the live had a chance to hear the response from Honorable VP on the press conference when he was asked about how they acquired information to contact persons on the phone about if they're going to vote for this party or that party in relation to the cash grant. If you remember that, you're going to realize there's something with what's going on right here. Big up yourself and thanks for tuning in.
Melly, look at this. Can you please see if anyone voted for my husband? This is his information. Burgers Desmond, businessman. Lot is, I know this name is something South Georgetown Division. She has the number of pay in Seafield Nursery. She want to see if somebody voted for her husband.
Amanza?
I think Amanza gone.
Amanza gone.
Keon Jabbar. So somebody's saying, can you tell people to come to, tell somebody to come to St. Winifred School? All the Chinese, the Indian, the Bangladesh national are voting. So somebody's asked me, is Chinese a Commonwealth country too?
St. Winifred? Oh, that's right in Garnet Street there.
If you could pass Sue and the whole family on this list to vote, man, look.
Oh, Sue now resonate. There's not the Sue that were they hiding and they can't find yet. He resonate today. Oh.
Chinese voting. Are the Chinese a part of Commonwealth too? Unless they would have been given citizenship.
Yeah, vote these people out so we could deport all of these people. Just like how America does deport people. All these people need to be deported. They need to be deported because they're part of the corruption. They need to be deported out of the place. Guyana is no longer for Guyanese people. Y'all better wake up and rise up and throw these people out of the place.
I'm telling them Guyana is no longer for Guyanese. Guyana is for foreigners. We can't, just now we can't even talk too hard in our own country.
They can't talk too hard in the country. They can't talk too hard.
No, they can't. Well, they can't talk at all.
Yeah, they're correct. They can't talk at all right now. You understand? Y'all gotta get out there and vote. We could only do so much. You understand me? Yeah, I'm not there, but where I'm at, I vote. Me party I win, but I went out and I vote, and I know I could sleep good at night knowing I want to change, and I get my tail up and I went out and I vote for that change. A lot of people sit down at home and sleep, and look what America in right now. So y'all get out there and vote. If you want change, vote. If this election gotta go to the high courts and so let it go there, all these opposition parties and stuff.
No, but not only you want to go there, you don't want no swearing in, because I think what they want to do is to have a quick swearing and then drag us through the court for months. We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Well, that's when the people of Guyana need to rise up and overthrow the government. Overthrow the government, because if they're thinking they could control the police force, listen, sometimes you got to, that's what I just try to tell people, Auntie Melly. When they say we are not our ancestors, don't say, oh, we ain't gonna stand up for this. Y'all is not as strong as we. It's not as strong as our ancestors was. We ain't go through half of the things we ancestors go through for give us the freedom we take so lightly day like today.
Mm-hmm.
We want to survive. One life gonna give me back at the dead. So they fight and die for the freedom that we have. Why we have these people putting us back into slavery?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon, Quincy. Good afternoon. What's up?
So basically, I reached out to you earlier, Melly, right?
Yes, you took
a messenger that reached out to you
about not being able to vote.
Yeah, no. My grandmother passed 5 years ago. 5 years. Great grandmother, you know. See on the list. However, me and me old man, they're the same last name, right? We living at the same address, and he went and voted at the same school, East Rungwell Secondary School, right? So I think, you know, me name and he name supposed to probably be on the same page or the next page, if y'all understand, right?
Yeah.
Because we same last name and we share the same address.
And same.
The person, the girl tell me I up on the deceased list. I want to know how I end up on the deceased list.
You on the deceased list?
Yeah, I on the deceased list.
Jesus Christ.
I standing up right in front of you.
Did you get to...
Hold on.
You heard what he's saying, Kian?
How they can tell you deceased? If you on the list, how they don't have what's a deceased list? They don't have. I'm not familiar with that.
That's why you want to know where's the deceased list, brother. Because me understand.
There is no deceased list.
There's no deceased list.
But this is what they're telling these people to discourage them and change them away.
Up to now, me get for vote because it's the same thing.
Where are you?
So where
are you?
Quincy, where are you?
I currently on the road right now.
All right, well, I'm going across to Winifred now to check on these Chinese voters. But if you tell us where you are, at Jika,
you want to meet Keon at the location so that both of you can go?
Which location?
Where you're supposed to be voting.
Yeah, no problem.
No problem. To go in because they're not gonna let me go in.
They're not gonna let you go in. Okay, let me call. Let me message a man. So.
Michelle Alikaka, sorry, love, but you know, it's the seriousness of it. I want people to know the reality that we're gonna face, that, you know, the people of Guyana living in Guyana is gonna face. You understand me? That's just the reality of it. That's the reality. You know, we can't live in this fairy tale. La land is the reality. Every day things is getting worse. Things is getting worse every day. I don't want to see another mother on Facebook only she belly bally for a child she carry for 9 months. We all sat and watched while Adriana was being murdered. One phone call. I want you people to understand this. One single phone call would have saved that child's life. The P.P.P sit down there and know everything Melly Mel posts, so they support everybody under the sun posts negative about them for Bar to come by itself on address every Thursday. Are you trying to tell me nobody give you a word to tell your people to let that child go home to her parents? A whole bunch of Rick Moreau story. That child that hurt me like nothing else you would believe is my child. I eat for days. I sleep for days. I cry for days and weeks. So no, they got to go.
I don't like embarrassment. I go for the way I have to do. And them telling me, I'm your man and me, you're the same story. Last election, I voted right at the same.
Yeah, because they're telling you die because they want, as soon as you turn your back, they can take an empty ballot, put whatever they want to put on the ballot, and cast a vote for you, and then scratch out your name. That's exactly what they're doing. We're not stupid.
In Winifred, all right. I'm at Saint Winifred here. Like everybody.
2025 with all these technology G's, and these people is literally playing in the Guyanese face.
East Strongville polling station. East Strongville.
But I'm saying, sorry, I'm checking something else first here. That's St. Winifred's. Yes. Let me ask these guys if they get their move going on. Who in a part, huh? You okay with them here or you just passed? They're voting. They have some issue here with Chinese, a set of Chinese people show up or anything like that?
Which Quincy, which polling station you're heading to?
East Strongville. That's the one opposite Multi.
You don't know how long you've been here for, so far? Oh, for 20 minutes now. We're just following up a couple of things we're hearing. Can we get something to it? Thanks, man. I spoke to a guy even sitting in front of the motorbike for the last 20 minutes. In front of St. Winifred. He said he didn't see no big set of Chinese or anybody here.
East Strongville. I gotta go back. But me name in the list is what showing you. But me, oh man, and me get the same title. You understand? You go for the road.
No, but what we trying to tell you is there is no such thing as a deceased list. That's not a thing.
Strongville, remember, Multi is a different section, buddy.
Sometimes I put you over my Multi, so that is up the most. But wait till you do me and carry me over the other side. And when
yeah. Melly on the road, right? You can pass by 2 more stations. You can tell me if you got anything. Let me jump out because my battery is low, right?
All right, good.
I can charge up, but I write you on the road, so call me if anything. I charge up all the meantime, right?
Let me see who else. Quincy, don't come off this line. Let me see who else is willing to join. I'm trying to send Amanza over to your location.
No problem.
Which school you said?
East Strongville Secondary School. There's the one opposite Multi.
Who you got East Strongville Secondary School?
East Strongville Secondary School.
You going to know? Go meet this young man. They're not allowing him to vote. His name is what's his name? Quincy Bowen?
Orlando Quincy Bowen.
Orlando Quincy Bowen. You can meet y'all out there. Yeah, Orlando Quincy Bowen. Good. Good.
All right. I'm heading there currently.
All right, they come in. All right, let me see who else sent requests to join. Starboy Williams. Okay, you're unable to join. Quick. Let me see. You're on the. I don't know why. No answer from the live video guest. I don't know why. Some of you that are sending me requests. Somebody's joining. Starboy Williams, come out of the live and then come on back. I don't know why I'm not getting to add you. Starboy Williams not getting to add you. I don't know why. I don't know why. Okay, so I got another week. Good afternoon. There are people waiting to vote at St. Barnabas while GCOM staff stamping ballots one after the other. Someone said it's the discipline service ballots. I thought all ballots will be counted at the close of poll. That's strange. I'm seeing the request, guys. I'm not Starboy. I'm not getting to A.P.N.U. I'm not getting Starboy Williams, Green Eyes. I'm not getting to add you either. Glenrick Life. It says you're being added, but I don't know if you're accepting. I'm getting to add you. I see Francis is live too. Let me see if I can shoot him a message to come over.
The money and drink a little rum last night. They go on food, right? A lot of them. And they bring people from India, Venezuela, other places, foreigners that even had a chance to experience their level of corruption here that have absolutely nothing to do with Guyana. And I tell you guys, rigging is wrong to me in any format, whether PNC do it, whether P.P.P do it. And some of you guys only see one side, one eye, see through one eye, one type of hypocrisy or one type of corruption, right? You gotta start learning to see one type of corruption. And it is
my fellow Guyanese, the clock is closed in just 1 hour.
Okay, sorry guys. I know, you know, when you say I gone quiet, I'm trying to read the message so that I could relate it to y'all.
You need to get to those polling stations soon. Your voice is your vote. And you only get this democratic right once every 5 years. Go out and vote with your conscience. Don't let this day end without making your voice heard. Thank you.
Go out and vote. Go out and vote. Go out and vote. We have half an hour, half an hour more? It's 5:23. You still got time to get to that polling station. Get up, go out and vote. Call your family that haven't voted as yet. Wake them up. Let them go out and vote. Please, please, please. Susan again. What's going on with Susan again? I'm seeing a video with Susan fighting with somebody. Susan Rodriguez. Anybody in the live saw that?
You alright? You alright?
Let me see what's going on with Susan. Susan again. So somebody sent me a text and somebody said 1 more hour. One way or the other, we're going to find out if God
you had. I'm sure you had some reason behind it. I may not agree with you, but I'm human enough to be able to respect your decision and hope we can find some common ground in the future if we disagree so much, right? I'm always looking for common ground. But that's the reality of it. If it is that you're comfortable with that situation where people that are not even from here and they don't live and struggle and suffer in the way you do are going to determine your future instead of you, those of you that were sitting behind the comfort of keyboards typing justice for Adriana, today was the day. Today is the day for the next half an hour, you can make it known that you were willing to go beyond words, that you were willing to jump into your car or get on your bike or call your friend or a taxi and go and use Justice for Adriana pencil that they have in all of the voting booths across the country. There's a lot of Justice for Adriana ballots, a lot of Justice for Adriana pencil, and you just don't have to put the X by the cup. That's all, right? In my view. So you guys, you decide what you're doing. I'm not here to fight. I'm going to continue. Like I've said, thank you to all of you guys for supporting the movement. All right, we're gonna continue doing this work, and I think however long it takes, some of you will realize that when I cover corruption in particular and like things like bad infrastructure, it's not about attacking a government. It's about ensuring that we have better and challenging those that are leading us to deliver better, to deliver quality that is commensurate with their title, right? That's what I'm doing. So I really don't care who ends up in that. Well, I do care, right? Like for the aforementioned reasons, but whoever it is, I'm going to hold that person accountable, right? And I would urge you to do the same. But today, for the next half an hour or so, if you're within that distance of your polling station, you still have a chance to have a say in how you would like things to be for the next 5 years, right? Whether you would like to continue getting house lots for $9 to $14 million or whatever built in swamp with your foundations cracking, having to replace all your electrical wiring and plumbing, and going into debt for the privilege, just stay home, right? If you would like to continue paying for a power ship, having a gas to shore project that leads nowhere, water that is seldom in your pipe, but you're seeing water treatment plants popping up all over the place, so you don't really know where the water is going. If you like that, stay home. You don't have to go out. And yeah, if you like the idea that while certain people and their families, right, friends, families, and cohorts are literally milking the treasury, right, of your reserves to turn themselves into billionaires and ensure they can buy up every bit of property around town so your children will rent forever. Sounds great, right? Stay home. That's all you have to do, right? You're comfortable with a system where the police can brutalize you, and maybe they make up a story that your daughter was abducted by some random stranger. Maybe in the next 5 years, they'll even get good enough to make AI videos where, you know, you could see the abduction happening and you could just stay home, right? Allow the Venezuelans and Indian nationals and those from Bangladesh that the government have brought to vote for you, all right? So you have a little while left. And like I said, I noticed low turnout across the length and breadth of the area I traveled. So I definitely think part of the government's plan has backfired. But like I covered in the last video, the rigging in this election started with GCOM's database. And now I'm being unequivocal that that is a very corrupt part of the process. I consider it a part of the rigging apparatus. There's details that change on their database, and if you go back and look, you'll see GCOM admitted that there was voter fraud. They promised to bring the police and they didn't. And then today I learned about the missing ID cards in Region 7 that GCOM knows about, and they never reported it to the police. I'm still waiting a statement on that from them, right? The cards that disappeared under the watch of Miss Reed. So yeah, guys, so we don't have a lot of time left. I gotta go some of the polling stations, right? One the counting agents, one the deputy counting agent, because I had a lot of stuff to do today. But what percentage of issues was it when the 80% was great? Don't understand. I missed you on that one there, Cher. Yeah, Wanda, I think Guyanese, ultimately you'll get what you not always what you deserve, but sometimes you get what you choose. Okay, so you have some time left on that choice to determine whether you would allow someone to rig a democratic process and disenfranchise you in front of your very eyes and wait a whole other 5 years to have a say, right? So I'm always positive. Sure, I have a great belief. I'm just being a little bit like all the scale of corruption in this country, right? And then it's empathy that I feel, because at first I was disappointed, but then I realized, no, this is plan backfire here. People just voting by staying home. Some people, they're fearful. They don't know if someone really can read their ballot. You see, people, you're too wicked. Right? You're too effective. People didn't know you read the ballot and thing, what happened, and lose the work, this, da. So they just stay their ass home. And some people, they know they ain't gonna go vote for the opposition party, but they don't want to vote for P.P.P. again. Stay their ass home, right? So they got the people calling, people trying to drag them out. You see, when you harass people for weeks, when you steal our personal information, P.P.P, and put it on your own database and spend weeks calling us and harassing us on our phones and ringing us down and treating your 10-day workers like slaves, having them up and down the country at threat of risk of losing their jobs. When you treat people like that, they just answer you back. Sometimes they answer you back quietly, right? So I don't know who y'all is, David, right? And do you have any evidence to support that? I have receipts and evidence to support my claims that the P.P.P is involved in this rigging. Okay, there's no Forward Guyana movement in any rigging. I don't know what y'all. Classically, when I hear y'all, it refers to Afro-Guyanese. So are you being racist or not? Because if you're speaking about Forward Guyana movement, you're just being dishonest, right? If you mean y'all in the sense of Afro-Guyanese, you're being racist and dishonest. I hope that clarifies things for you, my friend. Okay, so yeah, all right, and on all the intimidation from the police, where people are calling, people from the party are calling up people that are trying to report discrepancies and threatening them. So I'm actually happy that so many of those people that were bussed around chose to stay home and deny the P.P.P their vote. I'm also quite disturbed at the number of foreign nationals that they have and just barefacedly registered to vote. And look how many Spanish people like you, you're gonna give the country away to Venezuela, right? By the way, the company that's building the gas to shore project there, you must look into them and see their ties to Venezuela. You must check where that company started. Check and see that like 90% of the workers are now Spanish. They fired most of the Guyanese workers. And yeah, we just put in our power grid, and then we bring Dominican Republic to manage it. So yeah, that's it's up to the people, right? It's up to the people. So as always, I love you guys. I will implore you to look out for each other, care for each other. I can't be upset with those of you that haven't gone out to vote today, because I know the climate of fear. Even people coming to rallies, right? The P.P.P send people to rallies to see who is at the rallies, to deny them contracts and threaten their job and security. And people are fearful of being on the breadline. But that should tell you everything you need to know about voting the dictatorship out, And then y'all went and made people fearful of the guy that was most popular, right? You made people fearful of coming out and supporting Azardin as well.
Was wrong around the other side of said that you don't have an ID. So I use my passport. Still ask the hard part. I mean, you're registered. So where the told you where the hard part? Yeah, I put here. Hard. My father. Hard. Let me check the vision. Come out this phone. Let me check this by the vision.
All right, later. Help you out there. Mm-hmm. I know I'm not on the parkway today. I know normally I go on the park when I'm out there, but you know, not today. All right. Like I said, to every one of you, you got to watch them with 10 eyes. Now is the time. We are approaching the closing of polls. 5:35, we get 25 minutes more. I said when 6 o'clock hit, I want everybody live. Polling agent, yeah, I don't work. Go live. Follow those ballot boxes. Hold on, let me see who's. Oh my God, these people are sending me this. For those of you that are sending me requests to join, Melly, you're frozen on my screen. I am. Are you guys seeing me? Hello. If you're seeing me, say yes. Somebody says I'm frozen on the screen. Are you guys hearing me? I'm frozen. Oh, still frozen? Somebody's saying no. All right, let me see something. I'm frozen. Let me see.
They are encouraging it. Yes.
Every time it's a problem, You're standing here behind my back like a real crap hole. You've been standing here the whole time like a little,
Good. You satisfied?
I'm very satisfied.
I am not going to bring myself to your standard, ma'am. I will not do that.
You can't reach my standard.
I will not bring myself down to you.
Too low to reach my standard.
Yes.
You're here the whole time.
That is not what she's doing. That is what that was what she's doing.
Exactly.
I am not going to be arguing with this.
This girl didn't tell nobody other than me.
Nobody not scared of you, rotten mouth. Look here, rotten mouth. Look here, my name same thing. Stripping out.
Every time the minister shows your face, there's a set of people coming here to create problems. Every time the minister comes here, she knows she got it.
Every time they come in, there's a problem. Everybody, anyone that come and show me the ID card, everybody helping is a problem. Everything for them is a problem. Every time they come and get with people, me and the I was here for over by myself. I was here by myself. Of course, and he can't see something because I've been telling everybody the same thing. They cannot say nobody is liar. They only because I catch her, they try to find something. I am stupid. Who they think they are? Who they think people are? Nobody is stupid like them, but it's scam. It's just scam. Nobody is right to y'all. So standing up and be trying to intimidate me like they can do me something. Nobody can do me something. Nobody is afraid of y'all. Nobody is afraid of them. Nobody afraid of you. You have the idea, I can look it up and help you, sir.
You make it too much. Calm down. So far. Get it.
Yeah, I'll tell you just now. I'm going to tell you just now. You are C8F right there in room 5. Room 5 right there. Yeah, no, I'm so sorry.
Man, relax, we left and all the way both sides. Man, relax, we left and just now. Relax. Take them light. Let me go. Pull up. Calm down, brother. Calm down, brother. No, I'm telling you. Chill out. You jump in. So this is one of the reasons. Yeah, he moving. This is one of the reasons. We moving. If you hurry, you could come move me. Relax, buddy. We moving. Relax, brother. We moving. All right. You can go there. You can go straight there. You can drive out straight there.
Confirmation that they are satisfied with the process. At a press conference yesterday, Chief Election Officer of the Ghana Elections Commission, Vishnu Prasad, said that the results could be available by September 3rd, providing that there will be no delays or requests for requang. A declaration could be made by September 4th. This was said by the Chief Elections Officer at the GCOM press conference held yesterday. We are currently at the Turkine Community Center here in Seafield, Sophia, just minutes before polls close at 6 p.m. We see persons still lining up and visiting this polling station to be able to cast their ballot in these elections. A total of 6 parties are contesting these elections, including 3 new political parties, with over 750,000 persons registered to vote in these elections. We will continue to bring you more live coverage.
In helping your supporters to find exactly
people associated with P.P.P. being here all afternoon, all morning, not accredited, and the police are doing nothing to them. But each time the minister raises an alarm, they come to us.
Two things I want to clarify. The video that you said you have, but could you like play that recording for us? Or it's not here?
It's not with me right now.
Okay, and the second thing, we were told, the media was told that A.P.N.U agents were greeting people at the gate and
that's not true. That's not true. It is on the other side. The P.P.P was doing that, not us. We had a lady.
So you didn't frustrate anyone?
No. And in fact, if you speak to the people who were here, and some of them, this observer here was here and he can testify. The people were saying, some people got frustrated. That's why we intervened, to stop them from leaving, because we couldn't allow people to leave.
Okay, apart from that, what were some of the issues as an accredited party agent? What were some of the major hiccups that you have found today that would play right into GCOM's fault?
Most importantly, people did not have an understanding of where to vote. There were no lists at most of the stations. So they had to depend on the information booth to find where they were going. And the GCOM information booth was not helpful. The other problem was that, and the party leader came here and found that the booth was not properly placed so that all concerned could see the voters.
Okay, I'm going to let you go now because I understand that you have to attend to another issue.
Yeah,
we're going to speak to Suzanne.
We can try. I don't know if she will speak.
Okay, I'm going to approach Minister Suzanne Rodriguez. I'm not sure if she's going to want to speak to us, but we're going to make an attempt to speak to her. Minister Rodriguez, I'm live. We're live. Guyana Standard is live. Had some allegations made just now against you by Mr. Trevor Bent that you two are frustrating the process. Could you give us an example or tell us exactly what happened here this morning or a few months ago, whatever it is with the voters?
I'm not frustrating the process here. I came to the Sophia Primary School, and upon entering, we were greeted by an A.P.N.U representative along with a team of people
in the compound.
And I have video evidence of that. And they are greeting the electors as they're coming in and directing them where to go. I received a complaint that voters of Indian descent are being frustrated and they're being sent all over the place. I came here and in the nick of time. So a person of Indian descent coming down the stairs, she was frustrated. She said she don't know where she has to go. There is a GCOM tent in the middle of all of the polling stations,
right?
Very visible from where we are here.
Yes.
But the A.P.N.U agent and a team of people were intercepting them, so the people could not go to GCOM directly to find out which polling station they have to go to. In Sophia Primary School, we have 12 polling stations, so it can get confusing. But it is GCOM's job to direct people where to vote. And A.P.N.U was greeting people at the entrance. That is unlawful. If you are a street captain, you can be outside of the polling place and you have to be 200 yards away. We have no issue with them going outside and doing that. But they were in the compound at the entrance, so you can't avoid them. They're the first people that are greeting you. This morning, the police put them outside because the person who was using the computer had no accreditation. She had a letter as a polling agent. Polling agents are supposed to be in the polling station. She was in the polling place at the entrance with a computer directing me. So we raised an objection. The police evicted everybody. I left, I went about my business. When I came back, the same thing was happening.
At the end of it all, did your supporters per se get a chance to vote?
Well, I don't know how many people were turned away when we were not here.
Before, right.
And I don't know who is a supporter and who is not a supporter. That's not the point. The point is that is GCOM's job. When people come to the polling place, they have to be greeted by GCOM staff. And there's a tent there, it's very visible, and they will direct you where to go. It is not the A.P.N.U's job to tell people where to go.
Mr. Ben said that they have video evidence of what he is claiming. Do you have, he didn't provide us with.
What is he claiming? I don't know what
he is claiming that P.P.P agents are greeting people and offering them contracts if they vote for P.P.P. Do you have any footage or anything showing what the A.P.N.U people were doing? Any photographs?
Yes, I said that before.
Or did you personally?
I'm going to send it to the media. Okay. I'm going to send it to the
Or
media.
did you
He
personally?
should provide evidence of people offering people contracts because I don't know anything about it. Well, let them provide that.
Okay, so that answers my question. I was going to ask if you personally offered anyone contracts.
Not me personally. I don't know what he's talking about, and I reject that.
Thank you. I'm sorry, who are you, sir? Yon. Okay.
If Minister had offered somebody contract, he would have said that thing. So the fact that he didn't say that, he shouldn't have made it.
There's concerns about your bodyguards not being accredited. And
They're the police.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
And I have a bunch. None of the people who were in here had any accreditation to be in here.
Thank you, Minister. So that's the angle from Minister Susan Rodriguez. She's giving her side of the story of what's happening here. I think the issue basically has to do with party agents, candidates being too close to the polling station, helping persons who could not find where they have to vote. 10 minutes to the 6 o'clock hour, and it's coming down to the close of play. I must tell you that this is fire primary. There's a heavy police presence here at this Sapphire Primary. We're going to continue to bring you updates throughout the night as the situations, if any at all, unfold. So this is HGP Nightly News. We're coming to you live from the Sapphire Primary School. We will be with you back soon again, if anything at all unfolds.
Have been turning up within the last 15 minutes that I've been here, just to ensure that they cast their ballot. But as I mentioned, some of them turned up here thinking that this was their polling station to vote, but that was not the case. They have been told that they're going to go to some other place, and those persons have gone across there. Some on bicycles, some on foot, and some in their vehicle have gone across to other locations within the community to ensure that they're in the right place to cast their ballots with just literally minutes to go.
Well, thank you very much, Avinash. We'll check in back with you a bit later. Avinash Ramzan reporting for us there from Monrepo on the east coast of Demerara, one of 4 sub-districts in Region 4 this year for the general and regional elections. The newsroom's Sharda Bacchus is also in that district, and she reports for us now live from Good Hope. Sharda, tell us what's the situation where you are.
Live, but I'm coming to you this time from the Sapphire Primary School. I am told that there was a situation developing here at the Sapphire Primary School. We will attempt to speak with the affected parties. I noticed Mr. Trevor Bent, who is a candidate for the Partnership for National Unity. I noticed the Minister Susan Rodriguez here, And we are going to try to get a feel of what's happening or what happened here at this particular polling station. It is almost 20 minutes towards the close of poll here in Georgetown, Guyana, for those of you who are joining us from wherever you are. Let me just give a little bit hold for the Guyana Standard. Mr. Ben.
So, Mr. Ben, what are your reports about what happened here?
So this morning we arrived here. The agents from the A.P.N.U arrived, all 14 agents, and they were seated. And work began. In that time, an information booth was set up by GCOM, and persons who came to vote approached the booth for assistance to find the location where to vote. And apparently, they were receiving inaccurate information from the GCOM information booth. So they went to the place where they were directed to vote, the station, only to be told that that's not where they voted. In some cases, people were told that the name was not on the list. So I took out my phone and I began to use the list provided to the party, the A.P.N.U party, of the list of electors, and began to help people to find where they needed to vote. We were successful, but it became overwhelming. So I invited a colleague to come over with her laptop and to set up to help people. And she was doing that all morning.
Okay.
Uninterrupted. In that period, Ms. Susan Rodriguez came in, former Minister of Housing, came in with her bodyguard and was visiting every station. In fact, she was seated in every station. She sat in for a couple of minutes, and I don't know what was her role in there. And in the meantime, there was an individual who was said to be associated with the P.P.P, was coming in and taking people to vote. And she was overheard by our people telling them about where to vote and who to vote for. And that was brought to my attention, and we reported to the police. The police took no action. There was an officer standing by one of the station doors, close to where it happened, and we reported to her. Later on, the young lady who I brought to help us to direct people where to vote overheard the same individual telling people that
you identify this individual?
We have her on tape.
Okay.
The individual was saying to people that we have contracts to give to you if you vote for us. And she was doing that a lot. So we accosted her and told the police. And the police, at that point, came and took action and have her removed, and had the young lady that was working for us removed as well. And the problem ceased for a little while. In the meantime, the young lady had been properly accredited as far as we were concerned, because she was a letter given to her as an agent to be around, because we had appointed extra agents to assist in the event that people have to leave to go to bathroom breaks or meals or whatever. And so she was assisting in that regard, and they came back. And each time former Minister Rodriguez came, there was a commotion, because these people were there, they were constantly with her, and before and during our departure, they were here. And that was the essence of the problem.
Okay, during when the problem arrived, did you notice any observers, local or foreign observers?
It was reported to the OAS observer team, who was here at one point, and it was reported to them.
In your duty in helping your supporters to find exactly where they would be voting, did you comply with the law by staying far away from the polling station?
Well, they had said to us that we were too close, and we decided to move. We decided to move on that score. And in fact, at the end, I decided that the young lady should leave the compound. So we agreed for that to happen. My issue is the minister, or the former minister, continues to be here with our bodyguards who are not accredited, and many people associated with P.P.P. being here all afternoon, all morning, not accredited, and the police are doing nothing to them. But each time the minister raises an alarm, they come to us.
Two things I want to clarify. The video that you said you have, but could you play that recording for us? Or it's not here?
It's not with me right now.
Okay, and the second thing, we were told, the media was told that A.P.N.U agents were greeting people at the gate and
that's not true. That's not true. It is on the other side. The P.P.P was doing that, not us. We had a lady.
She didn't frustrate anyone.
No. And in fact, if you speak to the people who were here, and some of them, this observer was here, and he can testify. The people were saying, some people got frustrated. That's why we intervened to stop them from leaving, because we couldn't allow people to leave.
Okay, apart from that, what were some of the issues as an accredited party agent? What were some of the major hiccups that you have found today that would play right into GCOM's fault?
Most importantly, people did not have an understanding of where to vote. There were no lists at most of the stations. So they had to depend on the information booth to find where they were going. And the GCOM information booth was not helpful. The other problem was that, and the party leader came here and found that the booth was not properly placed so that all concerned could see the voters.
Okay, I'm going to let you go now because I understand that you have to attend to another issue.
Yeah,
we're going to speak to Suzanne. Okay, I'm going to approach Minister Suzanne Rodriguez. I'm not sure if she's going to want to speak to us, but we're going to make an attempt to speak to her. Minister Rodriguez, I'm live. We're live. I understand this live. Had some allegations made just now against you by Mr. Trevor Bent that you two are frustrating the process. Could you give us an example or tell us exactly what happened here this morning or a few months ago, whatever it is with the voters?
I'm not frustrating the process here. I came to the Sophia Primary School, and upon entering, we were greeted by an A.P.N.U representative along with a team of people.
In the compound?
In the compound, and I have video evidence of that. And they are greeting the electors as they're coming in and directing them where to go. I received a complaint that voters of Indian descent are being frustrated and they're being sent all over the place. I came here and in the nick of time. So a person of Indian descent coming down the stairs, she was frustrated, so she don't know where she has to go.
Everybody, I'm just getting back here quickly because this would be I'm doing this for record, so that when we have to do certain matters, the record is here. GCOM has continued to deliberately, and I'm not using this word lightly again, to deliberately disenfranchise Guyanese. In certain very, very unusual cases, it's happening to only one set of people, and in one set of communities that are not known to be P.P.P strongholds, which is that they have people. One man is from Mahaika. They sent him to Caneville. When he went to Caneville, he showed that the website showed he should be voting in Caneville. He went to the exact ID for the polling station. He got there and said no. Go back to Mahaika. When he told now look at the hour of the day. So when he told the clerk that, look, my name is here. It shows I'm supposed to register here. The police stepped in and said they don't like his behavior. And there are many other guys who are reaching out to me saying they've been disenfranchised in this same manner. They're sending them all over the place. So by the time they get through running around, you cannot have time to vote. Vishnu Prasad Claudia Singh should extend the polling into tomorrow. This is I told you all about bureaucratic rigging by GCOM, and that's what I'm speaking to, where they don't stop part the ballot boxes. What they do is they take away some people's rights to vote, and they give many others more rights than others to vote. People are running all over the place trying to get access to polling stations because they don't know what to do. And chaos will ensue because of GCOM's lax behavior and irresponsibility. I call it planned irresponsibility. How could you tell somebody to go to a website to find out where they should vote? The person goes to the website, and many people have done this. I've advised them, I said, once you go to the website, take a screenshot, show up to the polling station and show them from their website, because it's the same GCOM. Show them that it's their website, they give you the instruction to go to this polling station. And the clerks there are saying, no, you can't vote. Now, what is really wrong with us in Guyana? What is wrong with you people? How can you tell me to go to your official website when I go to that website and I would have found my name, found my address, found where I am supposed to vote, and I go to that site, then the agent says, no, you can't vote here, go somewhere else. When the fellow went somewhere and said, no, you can't vote, they go back somewhere else. What is really wrong with you? You have deliberately disenfranchised Guyanese. And this should not be taken lightly by anybody. And I'm seeing people are calling me with the frustration and the pain, the anger, to know that they've waited for 5 years to get a chance to do this, and now you're coming with foolishness. Extend the time. This is unjust. It is unconstitutional. I hope that Anil could get up in court and argue. Well, he can't argue anymore. But others could stand before the Chief Justice acting and let him tell us that this is also acceptable. There should be a special provision made by the commissioners of GCOM for these people who are being disenfranchised to vote, either later into the night or tomorrow morning, because you're doing this on purpose. There's no one who can tell me this is not a planned action. Because why is it that in certain communities, they're the only ones having these issues? In other communities, things are as smooth as ever. But in other communities, you have the hell. People are having hell to get the vote. Do not accept this, Guyanese. It is your constitutional right, according to law, that as long as you've been registered, as long as you're 18 years old, as long as you live in Guyana, you have to be afforded the right to vote.
In its current form, at the operations and administrative levels, in a position to deliver to this nation free, fair, and transparent results tomorrow.
My response to that is that GCOM is in no position to guarantee, mark my word, to guarantee the delivery of free, fair, and transparent elections. I don't know what will happen. I don't know what they'll actually deliver. But you don't take, is it pig in the bag, they say?
Yeah.
You don't go for pig
Don't
in
buy
the bag.
pig in bag.
You don't buy pig in bag. And GCOM is like a pig in bag. It might turn out that the pig is good, but who should commit themselves to taking that chance with a critical product that if it is not good, it's detrimental to the nation at large?
Let's talk to the voters. Our youth population is very high. There are going to be a lot of first-time voters. And ladies and gentlemen, we're not talking to the dead voters here. We reserve that kind of operation for another political party.
I think, Marvin, you should say you're not talking to the dead voters or those who purport to be those voters. Because they are live people who have purported to be those voters.
Well, there you go. So we're talking to people who are going to the polls tomorrow, who are waking up, not being resurrected, but waking up by God's grace to go to cast their vote tomorrow. Many persons will be voting for the first time. There are now some new rules. There's one particular that speaks to the cell phone and use of the cell phone. Talk to us about this, Mr. Alexander, because many young people and their phones are inseparable. Many persons have phones that are very expensive and may not want to leave it in the custody of anyone for any period of time, particularly if they do not know the person. So talk us through, particularly for young voters, on the question of the use of cell phone and how we got there.
All right, let me continue to contextualize my response. Based on what I have said, people may come back to me and say, well, should we go to these elections? People have been asking that question. The question is, in some regards, rhetorical. We are going to the elections. And so let's face reality. I have spoken about one reality, but there's another reality, that we are going to the elections. The one that I have spoken about is desirable. The reality of going to elections is a fact. How do you, in those circumstances, try to still strive towards what I have spoken about? In that regard, the people who are going to vote now have to take on the role of quality assurers. They have to take on that role. They're going to elections, you're gonna have elections, you're gonna have a product. You wanted it to be quality assured in advance, you're gonna have it, but you still want it to be quality assured. And so in wanting elections to be quality assured, because you don't want to have a situation where you don't participate, elections are held, then a government is imposed upon you. There are things you now have to do that should have been guaranteed, but you're going to do them to give yourself, in some regards, the guarantee you were looking for in the first instance. And therefore, the electors, the stakeholders, have got to be involved in processes during the course of this election that does what should have been done, or ensures that that which should have been done for a purpose, that purpose is still achieved. So, for example, I mentioned the question of the identification of electors. And let me say, when I spoke previously, I only gave one example of the faults in the process, but there are many examples.
Is GCOM in its current form at the operations and administrative levels in a position to deliver to this nation free, fair, and transparent results?
And it us as agents call in and complain, I make the post. As agents call in and think, I make the post. So anyways, I saw like two persons say, not only that, Keon Jabbar did confirm that they are Guyanese, that these young men are Guyanese. The other I saw a post where the other young man that I shared to, where they said he was 29, why he looked so small. He made a post, he explained that GCOM took the picture of him when he was, what, 15 or 16? That is why he looks so small, and they haven't changed it since. Now he's 30 years old. Fair enough. There wasn't anything wrong with it, but however, the polling agent felt uncomfortable because she said it don't look like the same person which is the case of many of us, because they would have given us ID card and all these things since we were 15 and 16 and these kind of things. So mind you, here's what I hate. I hate a hypocrite. Nick Andrew Yearwood. All right? I hate a hypocrite. So here we saying, imagine people so concerned about the PP calling for a list, but they okay with people for no reason other than mischief, sharing people's face and personal information like home address and so stew. These guys been living in Guyana forever. What? Because they are fair skinned, they're not Guyanese too. I hope the foreign observers and the ABCE countries see who the real troublemakers are. So Nick Yearwood, you calling me a troublemaker? You used to come and tag the first lady name in my inbox with me. You used to send me personal information about the first lady when she makes her post and stuff. Let the first lady know that you used to tag her name with me, and I have all of our conversation via my inbox. I hate hypocrites. Okay? Now, who the real troublemaker are? So you're calling me a troublemaker for posting concerns that polling agents, that GCOM staff would have sent to me to voice their concern. I will continue to post discrepancy. If it's not true, there's GCOM, they're polling agents, they are these people, like they come out and say they are Guyanese, and we confirm that yes, they are Guyanese. It is that simple. You talking about posting people address and all kind of thing. Mind you, y'all doesn't know who for call out. You can't go call out none of your P.P.P. propagandists that is be posting share wrong news whole day, whole year, every year go, year come, every morning. When critics had the whole win list on a live with thousands of people, showing people personal information, their address, where they're living, victimizing them just because they were win candidates. You didn't have a voice. You didn't have a voice to say shit. Right? You sit back and you allowed it because, well, critics is a P.P.P. But now you want to jump out, hey, Nick Yearwood, my talk name friend, and holler about who the real troublemakers are. No, Nick, y'all is hypocrites and y'all is troublemakers, because here's what, y'all is want to talk y'all rich friend's name, and y'all is want to put out y'all rich friend business because of jealousy. And when y'all ready for tag these rich friends' name, y'all is come to me for tag the fucking name. And now you want to come out and calling me a troublemaker. Who's the real troublemaker, Nick? Listen. Don't come for me if me send for you. Because all those voice notes and all those conversations, I still have. All the don't let them know is me, Nick Yearwood. When you're telling me the PP business, I still have. Don't play with me. Okay. Now that I finished dragging a hoe, let's get back to this election countdown. People, I need you to come out and vote. I need you guys to come out and vote. Yes, Natasha, he's another sheriff, because it's people like them in the P.P.P. would have given me all the P.P. information now on Facebook, playing the all righteous, when them people like them was the snitch to people like me all along. Y'all same very own P.P. supporters. Don't come out here, y'all. Don't come out here and play with me, because I would burn all bridges. Don't play with me. Don't let them rile you up to get black. No, that's why I ain't cussing. That's why I ain't saying nothing. But he hope the international observers see who the real troublemakers are. Yes, Nick. I want them to see who the real troublemakers are. I want you to also, Nick Yearwood, I want you to also address all the other discrepancies. Here now, and here these people state. I post how much discrepancies as it relates to voting this morning. About how, I can't even count, because I started posting from since 5-6 o'clock this morning. I post how much discrepancies. Then we pick up none. He ain't jump on none, you know. He numb, he deaf, and he blind to the rest. But this particular one where he knows the individual, I don't know if you know them personally, whatever. I think he says he know them personally. And he says that, he know them personally and they are Guyanese. That one post they pull out and they're saying, oh, these people are Guyanese. Why is she trying to cause trouble? I'm not trying to cause trouble. I have been posting this discrepancies as it relates to the voting process all morning. Any complaint I receive from GCOM staff, from these polling agents, from these polling stations, by anybody, any video, anything that was sent to me, I post, whether it's truth, whether it's lie. Once it's coming from these people that are working in polling staff, I post. I say, all of we working. That was my word. I said, me and the 592 working. So when I post these things, whoever out there, and that is what has been happening, whoever out there would normally pick up and say, well, Melly, this is not true. This is what happened. And even if you check the comments for some of the stuff that I post, you will see people, former GCOM staff and people who worked the last election are saying in the comments, no, Melly, this is what is happening. They're complaining about voting with pencil. They said normally this vote with pencil. I don't know. They're complaining about how the things are turned to for them to vote. And they keep complaining. So as they complain, I vote stuff. In the comments, you'll see people who are unbiased, who are fair, would come and say, Melly, no, tell this person, whoever sent the complaint, that this is what usually happen. Tell that person this is what usually happen. The 592 who are knowledgeable and know what's happening and know what's going on have been in those comments as I report these discrepancies from different polling stations and agents. They have been in those comments saying whether this is wrong, this is right, this is the checking up on the address, posting in the comments and them kind of thing. But no, he see all the rest of discrepancies, right? Typical P.P.P. He see all the rest, right? Out of the 50 or 100 by now, out of the 100 that I post, he pick out that one and choose to highlight that one to make it seem as though I'm a troublemaker. I say, y'all don't play with me. All right, we get the election to win. Let me calm down. As of right now, I need y'all in those communities to go out. Complaints are that people are being turned away from voting. People are turning up to vote at these polling stations where they have voted all their life only to be told that they are not on the list. And while they are not on the list, the dead father and the grandmother who done their 10 and 15 and 20 years ago are on the list, but they're not on the list. Make it make sense. What did GCOM do to this list? Because this is the complaint from so many places. People are turning up. Samantha Brown, exactly. Critics post the entire win candidates, their address, the number, what is work, what is do, all kind of thing. These people are so, and this is why I can't understand and take with these P.P.P. people. With these P.P.P. soup drinkers. And they don't get me fucking started on exam mobile business way, tell me. Don't get me started, Nick. Stout me be. Good. Send your request. Join the, let me share it. Send your request to join the live. We counting down, we're sharing hold on, let me share this live to my Mel page, because like I said, I can't go live from the Mel page, so I have to go live from the 592 Media Inc. page. But as I'm live, we share, join the, let me to my page. So we are live. Yes, it was shared. You see, people are, I don't know who ordered besides you, man. But someone just posted, my niece told me that she voted with a pencil. I am done. What the ass? I really hope that this person told the agent no, that they needed pen, because GCOM can erase and mark it up with a pen or with a pen for the cup. Also, a friend of mine had they can't find her name issue. What GCOM did was switch her name around by putting her middle name as her first name and her first name as her middle name. So you see all these things, and I don't know if I don't know if DigiCell, why am I saying DigiCell? I'm reading the comments. I don't know if GCOM did this on purpose, but it's beginning to look as though they purposely don't cuss. No, I'm cursing. It's beginning. No, anytime I only curse, I'm trying my best not to. It's beginning to look as though GCOM mixed up this list on purpose to frustrate voters. So here's the thing. When for those of you who voted in the past, what did you vote with, pencil or pen? Because I see this is a debate back and forth on social media, but I'm asking how Kian Jabbar, I see you text, I'm live, join. I can't text you back. Keep a focus. No, these people really be at the gallery real quick. Unable to add. I see the request coming in, but some of you, I don't know why I'm not getting to add you. I see somebody's getting added. Who's Karen? Anyway, laugh it down, block she just let's make another comment. Okay, for those of you, I think I put is there a link for those of you that are on the live? How much? 2,700, 800 real. For those of you that are on the live, is there a link showing up on my screen? You know what? Let me check from my phone if there's a link. Where is it? Where is it? I'm not seeing it. No, I'm not seeing it because what I did. Hello. Hello.
I'm going to join you back just so you talk about that.
Yes. Is there a link? Nobody is seeing a link on the screen because what I did, I'm seeing one link to the top, but what I would have done, I would have taken, because everybody that are saying, people are going to these polling stations and are saying that when they give GCOM their name, they're not on the list. They are not on the list. I send the GCOM link. I think I posted the GCOM link to the website, and click on it, put in your ID card number, and it is supposed to tell you exactly where you are, where you're supposed to be voting. I know that P.P.P polling agents have been purposely turning away people from not voting by telling them that they're not seeing their names on the list. And it is a fact that they're telling some of them that they're not seeing their name on the list. It is also a fact that GCOM mixed this list up. The list is so bloated. That list is so bloated. We've seen so many people that live overseas that dead, that bury 10 and 15 years ago, that appear on that list. And that is why it was so important when we keep asking for GCOM for a clean voters list. Year we have been asking for a clean voters list. GCOM refuse with all the billions that is allotted to GCOM. They refuse to clean that list for this particular purpose. I see y'all saying no link. I don't know why. For this particular purpose. So for those of you who went out to vote and got frustrated, dog, how you doing?
I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I work tomorrow after the girl. I'm just checking these different places. So this morning it was easy for me when I went. I voted on Durban Street. Put it right up for me. It was easy. Now I'm seeing a lot of young people, they're not seeing the name on the list. It's like people want to vote, like
that
you're
is
right.
what I'm saying. Everybody is complaining that they're not seeing their name on the list, and I don't understand
and it's not
why.
possible
There are
because
hotline numbers you can call, go out and vote. Y'all still get what time polling closing at 6. Y'all still have time to go out and vote. I want, especially those of you, they call me from Buxton, Friendship, these places. I receive a lot of messages from these places, and the youths are saying, especially the young people. One young man messaged me, said it was 6 of them, he and his cousins. They are not seeing their names on the list. They register for vote, everything. They have their ID card, and they are not seeing their names on the list. Buxton, Friendship, Let me get the areas where else I received complaints from. Where else? Somebody just sent me a link to something. What is this now? Let me see. I can't get a break. From the time I open the phone, it's just something. Yeah. Those places, Pleasance, wake up. Yeah, come out and vote. Go out and vote.
Yeah, I'm
Those
calling all the
communities
rest
on
of
the
young
East
people
Coast,
too.
Buxton.
We have 2 hours more.
Linden, how we going on in Linden? How we looking in Linden, dog? Listen, this
Linden
is
is nice.
not
It's just
the
Georgetown. The
election.
people,
Share the life,
Georgetown, they taking love to come out.
share the life, people. 3,000 are we on this live? Let me get to 5,000. Get
Yes.
those young people. Tag somebody that you know that haven't voted as yet. This is not the election. You understand? This is not the election for young people to be sitting at home and not taking part. Get up, get out and vote. We still have time. Look, I see Gabby James just post the GCOM website there in the comment. Keep posting it, keep sharing it. Go to the GCOM website, put in your ID card. It tells you exactly where you're supposed to vote. If you're not on that website when you voted, go to the last polling station, the last place that you voted the last time. Your name is supposed to be on the list. Go check with the agents, double check. You don't let the agents themselves check. You check too, because some of these agents are being told to tell these people that they're not seeing their names on the list. You check yourself. You go down and check the list yourself. See if they mix up your name. See if they turn your name. See if they put your middle name first, your first name second. See if they mix it up. All kind of tricks these GCOM come with. All kind of tricks these people come with. You understand? Another thing they're doing, people are complaining about them being able to see how they are voting. Now, GCOM specifically gave a layout of how these polling stations are supposed to be set up. They are supposed to see your body, but it's not supposed to be in a position where they're able to see who you're voting for. Why are these P.P.P, these POs at these polling stations fixing it in such a way where they're able to see and everybody's able to see how everybody else is voting? This is voters intimidation. It's basically that they're trying to. This basically those POs basically trying to say, oh, if you vote for any other party other than P.P.P, we can see. Hello, they're coming out to me cave to see. Let us see. You go out and vote. Get up, go out and vote. Begging the youths them in those communities, go drive around. Y'all go drive around, collect all them who vote yet. Drive around Friendship, Buxton, Pleasance, Enterprise, Lamaha, South, East, Ramvelt, Tiger Bay, Albyston. Y'all drive through these places, pick up all them youths who vote, carry them to the polling station. Y'all still get 2 hours. You still get 2 hours. I will continue to repeat. This is not the election to sit at home and not vote. Parents, send your children out. If they reach the eligible age to vote, 18, send them out to vote now. Put on the clothes, let her walk down the road, let her go and vote, If you go there, do not let those agents frustrate you. Look for your name. I just have to send back some people to the polling station. As if you were seeing it on the website and it's saying that as you go and you show the polling agent that, look, it's showing on the GCOM website that this is exactly where you're supposed to be voting, and you're not moving until they allow you to vote. Somebody in the comments, people are still asking if they should vote with pen or pencil. Somebody in the comment are saying they have always voted with pencil. Give me a minute. When y'all see a stop is, let me go through. Somebody's trying to call, somebody's trying to mangle. Same thing, the same complaint all the time. Auntie, you know, these people are wicked the way they place the voting stations. They can see who you're voting for, and it's not supposed to be that way. Yes, it's not supposed to be. They're supposed to see your body, but not who you're voting for. Like I said, they're trying to intimidate these voters. There's complaints about, good afternoon, Auntie Melly. From the last post you made, where I work, people came to vote in their P.P.P t-shirt, and the PO didn't see a problem with that. What does the law say? I don't think you're supposed to turn up in party colors to vote. Laura is live. Send requests. Let me see if she gets to join. It's always penciled. So some a GCOM agent says that we've technically. Hi, Laura.
Hi, Melly Mel. Good afternoon.
Had the opportunity to meet with the leadership of a number of the political parties and to be here. Although we have a limited mission, we've been here for some weeks to observe the pre-election process, and we'll be here through the tabulation process. So far, our observers have been well treated, and we are excited about this day. We're not going to draw any conclusions, of course, until after the day is over and then after the tabulation process is complete. We do plan to issue a preliminary statement on Wednesday, September 3rd, where we can reflect on the election day and the tabulation process through then, and then we'd issue a full report once we have a chance to really compile all of the information and observe the full process to its completion. Other than that, I'd be happy to answer some questions if anyone has any.
Any issues so far? Any reports of any issues at polling stations?
No, one of the things that's very important for all of us is that we want to make sure we are drawing conclusions based on evidence and not based on rumors. So when we hear things, we try to go see with our own eyes what's happening. So we have thus far only had limited reports even of good things, right? So we haven't had a chance to observe any rumors, but so far so good. It's 8 o'clock or 8:30 in the morning. So, but we expect that today will be a smooth process. Again, our goal is to observe the entire process and then make comments. But also the key to this day is to make sure that everybody in the country is making decisions and conclusions based on evidence and not just rumors.
How many observers Carter Center is feeding?
We have approximately 40 observers, and then coupled with the other international observers, that's a good number of observers. And again, we'll be in every single region, and we'll have all of the tabulation centers covered. And our observers are going to be moving around throughout the day in each of the regions so that we'll have good coverage, we think, throughout the country. And of course, if we hear rumors or reports, we have the opportunity to go and check out some of those potential issues.
In your pre-election report, you expressed concern about, not concern, but called on GCOM for it to detail the tabulation process. Are you satisfied with the explanation given by the Chief Elections Officer, Mr. Vishnu Prasad, detailing that process?
So look, at the end of the day, the law is the law, and the legal framework is provided by this country itself. And so we can make our commentary as it goes, but we've had a great relationship with GCOM. They've been open to us, and they have listened in a variety of contexts to the issues that we've identified. And we feel good that all of the parties are going to be present for the tabulation process. The parties understand well the rules. GCOM's staff understands well the rules. And so we believe that we have no reason to think it's not going to be a smooth process. Thank you all.
And that's it for this edition of the NCN News. Remember to stay tuned to NCN for live coverage of Election 2025. Coming up next is Michelle Abraham Ali and Lyndon Davidson. Thanks for joining us. I'm Samuel Sukhan, and have a good evening.
stopping people from going, any of people from going in there. Ice water don't need a legs again. You cannot tell people that we're stopping any of people. Nobody is stopping any of people in there. Nobody. She done every route 10 minutes second. I'm telling them who for road for. What nonsense she doing? Yeah. Look what she's saying there. Why you are telling them to come out? Open, she there and then she'll come out of there. They got no fucking minute. Everybody just pass through. She in there all day. All day she there. She walk off cars. She look at every day. And she cars come every day. Yes, and I went and run over there. She come for cars from the time. Now we go for natural kiwi. Okay, I'm on. You know, yeah. Should people don't should go ahead. No, should they in there? What's their Muslim? He's a scrutiny.
They sent him to Caneville. When he went to Caneville, he showed that his the website showed he should be voting in Caneville. He went to the exact ID for the polling station. He got there, they said no. Go back to Michael. When he told the now look at the other day. So when he told the clerk that look, my name is here. It shows I'm supposed to register here. The police stepped in and said they don't like his behavior. And there are many other guys who are reaching out to me the same. They've been disenfranchised in the same manner. They're sending them all over the place. So by the time they get through running around, you cannot have time to vote. Vishnu Prasad Claudia Singh should extend the polling into tomorrow. This is I told you all about bureaucratic rigging by GCOM, and that's what I'm speaking to, where they don't stop part the ballot boxes. What they do is they take away some people's rights to vote, and they give many others more rights than others to vote. People are running all over the place trying to get access to polling stations because they don't know what to do. And chaos will ensue because of GCOM's lax behavior and irresponsibility. I call it planned irresponsibility. How could you tell somebody to go to a website to find out where they should vote? The person goes to the website, and many people have done this. I've advised them, I said, once you go to the website, take a screenshot, show up to the polling station and show them from their website, because it's the same GCOM. Show them that it's their website, they give you the instruction to go to this polling station. And the clerks there are saying, no, you can't vote. Now, what is really wrong with us in Guyana? What is wrong with you people? How can you tell me to go to your official website when I go to that website and I would have found my name, found my address, found where I am supposed to vote, and I go to that site, then the agent says, no, you can't vote here, go somewhere else. When the fellow went somewhere else, said, no, you can't vote, they go back somewhere else. What is really wrong with y'all? You have deliberately disenfranchised Guyanese. And this should not be taken lightly by anybody. And I'm seeing people are calling me with the frustration and the pain, the anger, to know that they've waited for 5 years to get a chance to do this, and now you're coming with foolishness.
In some places, the exercise went pretty smoothly. In one or two, in a few cases, there have been a little bit of some hiccups. But one of the most interesting things for me is the turnout. And the turnout I gather has been disappointing, fairly low. And so that people's expectations won't be realized if it is to take into consideration the figures that are coming out of the polling stations that is visited.
What are some of the hiccups that you that is true have observed during
what I noticed particularly, and I don't know if we want to call this hiccups, apparently that at the early in the process, persons were concerned. I think apparently a lot of people didn't know about a lot of the new rules that GCOM had put in place. But I think that from the reports that I had, is that persons gradually came around to accepting it that the rules were in their best interest. And so what I've been told is that there's been adherence to the rules rather than objections.
Any concerns were raised about the cell phones?
Yeah, in fact, that's a question I've been asking, and the thing is that I'm told that a lot of people came with the understanding that the cell phones will not be allowed. Well, a few of them did come with the cell phones, and when they were told that the cell phones will not be allowed in the polling booth, they agreed to give up the cell phones and conform to the new instructions.
In relation to the turnout today, can you say what's the average amount of persons that came here to vote in Avondale?
What I've gotten is that in Teaching one station there were 220 something persons to vote. But it is they got about 100 still waiting to vote. So that generally I understand that the turnout has been fairly low. And perhaps we got to wait for the final declaration.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Well, from what I've seen, is that in some places
there are several other attendant functions which have to be attended to by the officials of the polling station. And when I say the officials of the polling station, I mean the GCOM staff, the presiding officer, the assistant presiding officer, the poll clerk, etc. And another critical element in terms of personnel in those polling stations are the observers and the polling agents from the contesting political parties, all of whom are entitled to witness this the count. In addition to that, the other persons who are entitled to participate in that process are duly accredited polling agents, counting agents for the respective parties, and candidates to the poll duly accredited to the particular polling stations. So in terms of the personnel, it's done by GCOM officials, but witnessed by all of these critical stakeholders to the process. The ballot box will be emptied, and I apologize perhaps in advance for going into the granular in relation to the process, but it's good for persons to understand what happens. When those of you who would have participated in the process would have seen that the ballot papers were stamped at the top and at the bottom. So the first thing that is done when those ballots are opened and unfolded is to check for the stamps.
We're watching you all. You would see what guardians of democracy look like. Today, you're going to understand what guardians of democracy really look like. No, they don't use machines for counting. They count manually, and agents have to observe the count. And then, of course, they can object if there's an issue. Records are taken over the same, and then they go. So I'm calling on all agents, have your phones ready, have everything ready, because you're not going to escape with this nonsense. Not tonight, not ever. We're watching out with every possible eye, because we know just what you're up to. In the back of this, on the East Coast, Demerara, blackout. No. Can't work. So stay tuned. I'm done. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Has some issue, whatever, with the mark, it's discussed and resolved in the polling station. As long as that count is done, the official result of that polling station is then contained on the statement of poll, which is signed off, very importantly, by the presiding officer and the polling agents and or counting agents of the respective parties. in terms of distribution of that statement of poll, which is very important, and I'm stressing the importance of this because we all looked and observed the importance of those statements of poll 5 years ago, and 5 short years ago, I dare say. So those statements of poll, the first one is put in a conspicuous place outside of the place of the polling station, and it is distributed. Each political party present in the station, it is done in enough copies that everyone gets a copy. The presiding officer gets a copy, the assistant presiding officer gets a copy, all of the agents of the parties get a copy. But more importantly, copies are then enveloped and dispatched to the chief election officer, the returning officer, or the supernumerary returning officer in the case of Region 3, 4, and 6. And a copy goes also, and this is pursuant to the amendment to the Representation of the People Act that was done post 2020. So a copy comes to the chairman of the Elections Commission for the benefit of the commission itself. And when that statement of poll leaves the polling station and goes to the returning officer's office or the supernumerary returning officer's office, then a second aspect of this electoral process commences, and that is the tabulation exercise. That tabulation exercise is now also benefiting from enhanced processes, also under the amendments of the Representation of the People Act. First of all, immediately upon receipt of those statements of poll, there's a responsibility by law vested in the returning officer or the supernumerary returning officer to have those statements of poll published on a website controlled by the chief elections officer. In this case, it will be the GCOM website that we have all grown accustomed to. And that is done in the presence of the agents.
We can expect those postings as early as tonight?
You can expect those postings perhaps within a few hours. You'll see those. And at the risk of glossing over this, the counting process, which I detailed with not all of the details a moment ago, because in addition to filling up the statement of poll, etc., there are other statutory documents, forms, etc., the enveloping of those documents, etc., that have to go to the various offices. Takes some time. Right. So after now, polls have closed at 6. They probably have started to count now. It's about 7. It will take a little while, perhaps an hour or two, to get those statements of poll generated and moving.
For smaller polling stations, the process would move faster.
Right, of course. The smaller number of ballots that you have to count is better. It's easier, but that does not mean that they have to engage in less processes. Right. The burden time associated with the counting may be reduced, but all of the processes remain the same. When that is done, at the tabulation centers, of which there are 17 countrywide, the statements of poll are published on the website as received. So we'll start to see those statements of poll in a while. And thereafter, at a time earmarked by the presiding officer, by the returning officer or supernumerary returning officer, and publicized to all those persons entitled by law to be present, so that they can have advance notice to attend and witness it, the tabulation process will begin. At the commission, we have had a demonstration of that tabulation process. It seems to be a very detailed process, and the law caters for it to be done box by box, on separate screens to be observed by everyone, etc. I've had the benefit of going to see at least one of those tabulation centers today, and it seems to be a very elaborate mechanism. And also, I know this is a matter that was in the public domain, interrogated and clarified at the commission level. There is redundant power supply to ensure that those processes continue in the event of a power outage. And so you will go, they'll have a running total at the top, etc. So we will, all present will see the process of this happening.
Really pertinent information there. But if I could backtrack a little to ask you to provide some clarity on what exactly are the do's and don'ts for the statements of polls that are posted outside of polling stations, and also the do's and don'ts for transporting statements of polls, ballot boxes, other statutory documents from polling places to the returning officer's office.
If I'm to list the do's and don'ts, we'll probably be here and elections results will be declared with us still standing here. But simply, when the statement of poll is published outside of the statement, is placed, to use the words of the law, in a conspicuous place outside of the polling station, it's a public document. Any member of the public is free to view it, take pictures of it, do whatever they want with it. Just don't deface it and remove it. The party agents get their copies. No doubt those go back to their principals who have their own processes to undergo with those documents. And in terms of the movement of the statements of poll, there is a transmission mechanism which involves the physical movement of those documents to the RO or SRO's office. In terms of the accompaniment of the ballot boxes, there's provision in the law for accompanying those ballot boxes to the staging areas from whence they came this morning, to have them securely stored. The importance, of course, of securely storing those ballot boxes, even after a result is declared, needs no gloss, as the importance of them became very apparent to us 5 years ago. And I'm trying my best not to dwell on 5 years ago. In terms of the statutory documents, the law provides what must be put in a ballot box, what is considered a sensitive document, what is considered a non-sensitive document. And all of those are documented and treated with. Each polling place forms part of a cluster that is managed by a deputy returning officer or a deputy supernumerary returning officer, who sees station to station the collection of this. The good thing about that is that the law also allows for these processes, the work of the DROs or the DSROs, as the case may be, to be mirrored by assistant elections agents of the political parties. So at every step of the process, it is scrutinized, they are accompanied. So the system allows for the observation of this from gong to gong.
And quickly before I let you go, a recap of the day's activities, your observations, and also your anticipation for the hours ahead.
So I expect that the hours ahead will be no different from the hours that have gone. Quiet, uneventful, and which allows me now to speak about some of the isolated incidents that occurred during the day. One of the very frequent complaints, not frequent, but perhaps the one heard most, as isolated as those incidents were, is persons not finding their names on a polling list. This morning, I went to a polling station that had three stations. When I walked in, it required me to check 3 lists. Had I gone to the first one and decided that my name was not on the list, then clearly I would have missed that opportunity to vote. I believe that people were somewhat impatient or intemperate to the proceedings, and as a consequence did not allow it to work. Most of those incidents that came to me about persons not, because obviously a person turning up to a polling station expecting to vote and not finding their names on the official list of electors there, it must cause some sort of anxiety. And that anxiety was escalated in several incidents to my level. Right. Look, we can't find our names on the list. I checked. In one case, I went physically to a polling station. I accompanied the person back to the polling station. You know, you behave bad in school, your mother take you back to the school and say, let me see what you're talking about. I went back. We looked at 3 lists, and the third list, the lady's name was there. So that was one. And for the most part, they were resolved. We had a few instances where persons were not registered. They had the old identification card, but were attempting to vote because they were saying, "Oh, I have an ID card. My name is not on the list." But you can't, of course, expect to vote when you're not on the list. That was a big thing. A lot of the instances that were raised about persons voting when they were not on the list, every single one that came to my plate turned out to be false, and it forms part of that misinformation that we have been speaking about leading up to these elections. And it is unfortunate that persons who are participating in this process have had to resort to that kind of behavior. Very, very unfortunate. Yeah, sorry, you go ahead.
I was going to say, is it too early to confirm free, fair, and credible?
Based on what I have seen thus far, there has been no major incident which has caused me to question the process. And that is as much as I'd say at this point. Because, of course, I've not had the benefit of 100% of the reports or a universal report from throughout the country. There were a couple of other incidents in relation to the placing of the situation of the polling stations and stuff. The ones I have seen didn't really jump out at me. I must confess I got a couple of queries about it, but that was about it.
Thank you so much for it.
Welcome. Have a good evening.
Commissioner of the Guyana Elections Commission, Mr. Seisgan Rajdir, speaking to us, providing a recap of his observations throughout the 12 hours of polling across the country here in Guyana for the 2025 general and regional elections. Of course, giving us a preview of his anticipation for what will happen now that polls have closed across the country. Agents of the Guyana Elections Commission will be moving into counting those ballots at polling places, putting together the statements of polls, and then moving that to the office of the returning officer, where there will be a more elaborate tabulation process before GCOM can move ahead with declaring the results of these elections. I'll hand you back now to Neil in studios as we continue our live coverage.
Thank you very much, Kurt. Kurt will be heading over to the Media Center of the Guyana Elections Commission, where they're expected to brief the media on polling day activities and perhaps give us a better sense of how these results will be counted, eventually tabulated and declared. Earlier, we spoke with some voters, as we did all day, on the election process and what it was like for them. So we can bring you the last of the comments that we had from voters.
My name is Randolph Critchlow, and I must say that the voting process was quite smooth. I went in and there was nobody there actually. My surprise when I came out, there are a number of persons lined up. So it seems as though persons are coming for the afternoon rush, because we've gotten some reports about slow or low voter turnout. So I think a lot of persons are now going to be coming out between the next 2 hours to cast their ballot. So it was quite smooth actually.
So what would you say to the younger generation that most of them are undecided about coming to actually cast the ballot? Give them some advice to come out and vote.
No, this is the one thing that you can do outside of complaining. So, I often say that you lose your right to complain if you don't take up this right and that is to vote. And so you can spend the next 5 years complaining about the government and what they're doing and whether or not you like them or not. But if today you choose to sit down, I really don't want to hear it. I really don't want to hear it. So as a young person out there, if you are thinking about making a difference and putting your mark to make that difference, today is the day. Today is the day. It takes less than a minute. Less than a minute to actually vote and go put your vote in the ballot box and ink your finger. There's some instructions that you'll follow that the GCOM agents who are very professional, they take you through. So it's nothing difficult. So I encourage them, come out and be a part of this